Hey everyone, I've got John Clare, CEO of Eternal Memorials, a 3D personalization company. Hey John, how's it going?
Very good, Mike. How you doing?
I'm very well, very well. Again, I thank you for taking some time with me to go over your product offerings and to be part of my virtual launch.
Thanks for having me, Mike.
So, John, what we got here is I understand you're doing 3D cremation urns and crystal tributes. Tell me a little bit about that. How's it going?
Yeah, so basically, obviously, our core business is funeral tech. We're in the software business. But through that, obviously, there's been a lot of advancements in technology. And from a previous life, we've got quite a bit of experience here with 3D printing and obviously 3D drawing and design. So what we did was we decided to create a company that really focused on the advancements technology has made and how we can help memorialize the deceased that way. So what we did was we created a 3D printed urn company called Eternal Memorials, as well as 3D crystal tributes. So we think it's obviously been very successful so far for us, but we think it actually is the future of urns. Right now it is a little bit expensive, and just like anything that is new and exciting, when it first comes out, it's going to be a little bit more expensive, but as time and technology gets better and they find ways to produce the product and the consumables a little bit cheaper, that obviously those savings will get passed on to the funeral homes and the families as well.
Nice. And is everything printed in-house, John, or do you outsource?
Yeah, no, we actually invested in our own 3D printers. So we've got some of the top of the line 3D printers in the office here. Basically, they can print in 3 million different colors. They can pretty much print whatever you want. The only limitations are build size. Obviously, the machines can't reproduce a house, but they can reproduce something up to 12 by 15 by 10. So more than anything, more than what we would need necessarily for a large size urn. Anything over 200, 220 cubic inches is all very easy for us to do.
Nice. So it's important to understand that the layout is a 12 by 15 by 10, but if it's needed to be larger, you can obviously print in segments, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So if we need double companion urns, it won't be the dimensions are going to be a little bit larger than that. Yeah, absolutely. We would just split it up into a couple of different print runs and then make sure we get them together.
Nice. And what about the material that this is made out of? Is it a plastic? What is it?
It's all a resin composite. So it's all powder-based resin composite. So it's a very durable product, but at the same time, you can't necessarily drop it off the roof and expect it to still be in one piece. It is, it's durable, but at the same time, it is a piece of art at the end of the day, so you do have to be careful with it.
Yeah, it's good. And what's the time frame to create an urn?
There's a few different factors that we need to consider when we give a family, or if you're a home, a timeline. We typically look at a 2-week turnaround time. However, we can do it a little bit faster if need be. The reason why we want 2 weeks is because it's a very interactive process with the family. We sit down with either the funeral director or the family. They give us what their vision is for this final resting place. It could be just a drawing. It could be, just describing to us what their favorite memories were, and we put something together that way. Or they give us a picture. And then what happens from that is the creative process starts. So the designers then will start creating the urn. We will then send a link to the funeral home and to the family. They'll then get an opportunity to spin the urn around, say, I like this, make this bigger, add this quote. Can you make Dad's name a little bit larger? Can you move this around? Those kind of things. And that's where we see a little bit of the lag. Anytime you make it a really interactive process, they really want to get involved, and they want to basically have the final say, which they should have the final say. So we really don't like to push back. We like to do as many changes as the family would like, because at the end of the day, they're paying a lot of money for this. But money aside, it's our name out there and it's the funeral home's name out there. So we want to get this done properly, and we want the family to be 100% satisfied.
Nice. Now, with that satisfaction, do you have any examples you'd like to show, John, of your 3D urns?
Yeah, we have quite a few of them online. I've got a few right here you can take a look at. You can see those. Here's an example right here of a set of golf clubs right here that a family wanted done up. So you can actually see that that was the golf bag, and we used his initials right across here. There's the golf bag done up right there. This is just a mid-size, so that would fit about half the cremated remains. Here's another example of a family barn that was done up, and you can see that the ashes go all inside the barn right there. So there's another one. So our vision here is that this is going to be the standard in the future. There is not going to be any generic urns in 15 to 20 years. We feel like everything should be done custom and exactly what that person would have wanted to be remembered by, and not necessarily just a generic ceramic, porcelain, glass, wooden urn.
I agree with you 100% there, John, that I think personalization is going to become a very big factor. It's not one thing to have an urn, but it's another thing to have one that actually means something. Just as you showed with those golf clubs, that's an amazing example. Now, is it limited to human, or are you diving into pet as well?
No, we actually are also in the pet market as well. So we have a separate company called Paternal Memorials that handles all the pet side of the products.
Oh, nice. Because that, again, right there is a great example of how people like to have a keepsake of their pet or dog, cat, whatever it might be. Now, it was interesting there, John. I did see something twirling around a little bit. It looked like a crystal with a light. Can you give me a little bit more insight?
Yeah, absolutely. So what we did was we also, with technology and the whole 3D, basically it's a craze out there right now. What we did was we were able to grab a company that we partnered up with that can help us source some really high-end crystal. And what we've been able to do is we take a photo, so a 2D photo. Our designers will crop it, create a geometry map, which will then allow them to laser etch it into the crystal. So just to give you an example of what it looks like right here, you'll be able to see that this is what the crystal tribute looks like. And you can get bases that rotate through that are lit up, or you can have it just stay static if you want. But you can see the geometry map there as it goes to the side. They're absolutely beautiful. Obviously, they're in the pet market as well, and not just for the human market or for the funeral homes. They just make a great low cost. They're in the low price point gift, and it could be something that helps compete with the cremation jewelry and those kind of pieces. If somebody's already received something like that, here's a new innovative product that they can give either to their loved one or they can have for themselves.
Well, it's definitely a lot of really cool things. I think, again, funeral tech, Eternal Memorials is on the cutting edge. That's one thing I just wanted in closing, John, just state that, again, with your funeral tech side, you got the funeral planner and the web-based software. On the Eternal Memorials, you've got your 3D urns and your 3D crystal tributes. I got to say kudos to you. You're obviously going to be the trendsetter in the funeral profession.
Well, I think a lot of it just came from looking at the market and talking to our clients and realizing that cremation's on the rise, what the expected cremation rate is going to be by 2019, and then helping our clients with their issues. The software evolved through how can we help our clients bring new families in, how can we help our clients increase their average revenue, increase their first call conversions, how can we help our clients that are trying to hit that low end cremation market. provide them with these online tools that automate things for them. And this was just a natural progression to all that. How can we help our clients that are struggling with cremations that aren't necessarily getting the revenue that they're used to? And this is a great example of how they can really increase their average revenue per funeral, especially on those cremations, through these keepsakes and these 3D printed urns. The beautiful part about the urns is that you have the ability to get either a full size, or mom and dad can walk away with their parents' urns that could be mid-sized. The kids could walk away with 4 different keepsake size urns, so they each get what they want and they remember dad a different way, for example. So it's not like you just have to get one size for the urn. Or let's say everybody wanted dad's boat. Well, you could get 4 of dad's boats, just small keepsake size ones, and each of them can have them for their own home. And it's now like a piece of art, like we talked about earlier. It now can sit on the mantle, sit on the table, and it's not, it's not just, you can't really tell that it's just an urn. It's now more of a keepsake that reminds you of some of your favorite memories with your loved ones. And it goes a lot more and has a lot more value than just having a regular urn there.
Well, as you said, it's not really an urn anymore. It's now a cock piece. It's and I would be surprised that most people wouldn't even think of it as an urn.
Yeah, no, exactly. A lot of people we talk about, they consider it just it is a piece of art in their home.
John, I read a little piece about Eternal Memorials a while ago. You guys had donated a urn to a family. Can you give us a little insight about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I've got a couple of young kids at home, and I believe it was October or November, a family had passed. Family had a 2-month-old or 10-week-old baby that had passed away from, they weren't really sure. They thought initially it was whooping cough, and then something else came out. It could have been something else. But prior to that, they had put on a GoFundMe account for, they wanted to raise money for an urn. So what we did was we got in touch with the family. It was really close to home. I had a young child around the same age. So we got in touch with the family, and we offered to create an urn for them that, meant something to them, and we would donate it for them. So it actually turned out to be something that we've never done before. The family actually sent us both their hands together, making a heart like this, picture like that. And we created an urn with their hands like this over angel wings that said "Fly high, little angel," and it had the name on there. It was just absolutely beautiful. Wow.
Well, I commend you for doing that. Obviously, helping the family out is important, but now they have something they're going to remember that child forever. It's truly amazing. One last question. Is obviously with the urns and the tributes, or the crystal tributes, how do funeral homes put this on their website? What do they do to be able to sell this to their families?
So we have all the marketing material that they need. We list them as the reseller in their area on the website. We also provide them with branded marketing information, so the brochure, as well as the things to consider, that really lays out, what can I do? Well, you can basically do anything. Here are a few variables you need to consider. What's the timeline like? So it lays out the timeline for them, 2 weeks, and here's why. And it lays out the different sizes that they can go ahead and order. We also create a page on their website with a 3D Eternal Memorials video that's on there, as well as a step-by-step on how to create it, how the process works, with some examples on there too.
Nice. And same thing with the crystal tributes?
Yeah, so for the crystal tributes, we've created actually an online e-commerce system that we can plug into any website, or if you're already a client of ours, you can just use that on your website, and then you can go direct to consumer, or just have families go ahead and order it right from your website there. So almost like the online flower ordering system, but just taken to the next step.
Nice. All right. Well, you know what, John? I appreciate your time today. I thank you very much, and providing all the insights, and wish you well.
Thank you very much, Mike. It was great to have to be on the show.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye.